G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a plasma rifle. Players of Fallout 3 and New Vegas might recognize this thing as being very similar to its respective generation of plasma guns before they were overhauled in the Fallout 4 and 76 generation, where you've got access to workbenches now, and they may have done some visual work to make it look a little bit better and make it work a little bit better with the modularity that we expect from our Fallout guns these days. Also, this thing does run on fusion cells. You can see it loaded into the bottom there on that flimsy ass sled that'll look like it'll come off if you even bump this thing slightly on a surface, so just be careful of that. This thing already looks unstable enough with its design before you get to the magazine that's going to pop out and possibly make the weapon discharge when you don't want it to. So yeah, they changed it. The plasma guns these days look a little less makeshift and a little bit more well-machined, but that's just sort of speaking of the visuals. What you're looking at here is a weapon with custom reload animations. I've got another mod here to make the sounds on this different depending on which kind of barrel we use, and the weapon requires the LAER mod, which is laser assisted electrical rifle. Schizo Elijah's weapon from Old World Blues. They remade that in Fallout 4. This thing requires it. It's a hard requirement. It's so hard a requirement that they literally changed the ESP because this thing is still named as a LAER in the creation kit when I went and checked out exactly how they're going to get it. And I'll get to how to find this thing a little bit later. There's 3 different ways, but there's one way that is just going to be a lot easier than the others. But for now, let's get into the attachments. First of all, we've got the plasma unit here. This is how you increase the rate of fire, and this will actually do a little bit of visual changes. So the plasma unit upgrade rank 1 will add these sort of globes off to the side a little bit, and you'll get extra injectors on the side. So already now it kind of looks a little bit more closer to what the Fallout 4 and 76 generation plasma guns with the 6 injectors there. So it's a 6-cylinder motor now, which is strong, it's powerful. And it could be better if it was 8-cylinder though. Right now we've got a long magnetic stabilizer, which is the barrel, and you can change this to a magnetic accelerator, which is supposed to make your projectiles go faster. Really useful for a plasma gun because one of their biggest flaws is they've got slow-ass projectiles and you'll just miss moving targets if you're not leading hard enough, and it'll just make hitting anything a little bit more difficult. Or you could have this one, which is the multi-plas barrel. It's the multi-plas rifle from Fallout New Vegas. It's back and it looks really, really cool. This is actually one of the cooler looking barrels here. You'll have 3 shots, obviously. That damage is going to be divided between the 3 projectiles, so less damage overall when you account for how much is going to get soaked up by the damage resistance of your enemy. It'd be nice if that actually boosted your damage a little bit, but for now, we're going to leave this with the long magnetic stabilizer. You can't do anything with the stock. The iron sights can be swapped out for a green dot, which this one is mounted in some sort of tube cylindrical housing, and you can have an open one, which is more just an open little lens with a dot you can use to aiming. So that looks a lot open and a lot easier to see through, and probably won't lose our targets looking through that. So we're going to do that one, and there's also a legendary effect if you need it. Let's leave that for now. And right now I've got high voltage wires. You can have external makeshift capacitors or 2 of them, which will increase your rate of fire and crit damage. So if this thing isn't going to be doing it for the damage, we're going to crit with this thing quite a lot. And that's kind of cool because using this thing, actually that adds the little things to the side there. I didn't even notice that before. That's nice. Yes, the thing about energy weapons in classic Fallout games is their AP cost is very low. I guess it's because they're lighter or something. I don't really know. This thing currently under 6 pounds, so I suppose it's got to do with weight. But yeah, they've always been slightly better on the old ammo AP efficiency, even from the start. And right now we've got the default colors. You can have a Fallout 3 color, which they've overdone the yellow a little bit. But if you look at the Fallout 3 picture of this and what would go on to be Fallout New Vegas, there's a bit of yellow here, making it look sort of prototypey and makeshifty. And this one is rusty. Honestly, a weapon this unstable, the last thing you'd want is oxidization around it, because that thing's going to break and then you're going to have a plasma grenade explosion happen in your hands, which is next to your face, and you're probably going to get your head exploded. So that's not good. Default, I think, is the best paint here. Okay, so here's how to get this thing, and I'm only going to say this once, so you better be listening up. So here we are outside of Malden Middle School here, plasma rifle on my back, the one I had already, and what you're gonna want to do is go through here, through this whole great sort of prison bar thing, and then go under these, go into the basement. And here you'll find Vault 95. Just kidding, it's Vault 75. See, it says it right there. And there's synths in here. And we'll terminate these with extreme prejudice. Yeah, these are little babby synths. We won't have any problem with them. But the plasma gun is somewhere around here. I'll show you. Unrelated, but this synth ended up having a plasma rifle on him. There it is on the floor just there. So, bam, score 1 for me. And we ain't even done yet. Okay, let's take it from the top. So, you've just come into Vault 75. Here is the elevator which you'll enter the cell at. Do as I do. Watch closely. Follow me if you can. So what you want to do is go through here, try to follow where to the atrium is. There's the atrium there, and this is the atrium proper. You'll find some locker rooms on your right. Follow through with them, go all the way to the end and keep going. Go towards that blue door, then take a left down these stairs, keep going here, and then take another left as you emerge from those stairs, and you'll find the armory area just right here. And there is your plasma gun sitting on the ground right there, right for the taking. You don't even need to grab any of the key cards that my objective marker is pointing to. And that'll actually allow you to get to this super cool training area. So whilst we're here, I may as well give it a 1, right? Okay, I just rebooted the game for unrelated blue screen reasons. I'm going to try this again, because it wasn't working before, so it's time to focus. Here we go. And then one spawns there, so we'll catch them right as we go. There we go. Now, the plasma rounds are kind of like giant basketballs, so sometimes they clip on the scenery, so just give your enemies a little bit of a wide berth, or your reticle a little bit of a wide berth. Okay, so that's where it normally would finish, and it hasn't, because the script is broken, but... Oh, wait, well, there was more? I saw something. I think it was just a skeleton splashing. Yeah, every time I look at the skeleton, his physics resets and he splashes. Alright, so, yeah, that's disappointing that we can't actually see how I went, but it is what it is. Righto, so here we are outside of the immersive Gunners Plaza during a nice sunset where the clouds turn a little bit orange. And you've already seen this thing a little bit in first person, the reflex sight there. Open, but obscured by the iron sights, and that's what it looks like in third person. It's pretty authentic. The size of this thing is actually pretty good, and the animations line up pretty well, I think, despite being based on the LAER, or the LAER. Anyways, this is a version that I made with a high-speed barrel and the Fallout 3 paint job with the scope reflex sight thing, which I said would be inferior, but that's actually a lot easier to see through than the open one. And lastly, I've got this one with the iron sights and the multi-plas barrel here. This is one of the sound overhauled barrels here, so we'd be using the plasma splitter noises, and this one would be probably using the plasma sniper noises, which have been overridden from a different mod. So that's just a replacer for the plasma guns. That was a highly suggested mod to add, just to make this thing sound a little bit different, probably just bring a little bit of a uniqueness about it. But here's how this is going to go down. We're going to crit, and we're going to crit as much as we possibly can. So that's 1, don't worry about that guy. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and no 10. But that's a Tesla cannon, so that's kind of scary. And we're going to get as many crits as we can possibly get, so these first 3 will be crits. I think I just got shot by that Tesla cannon. That guy's still sitting down. He gets one-shotted. That's good news. And, okay, there's a whole lot of nonsense. I'm being electrocuted and set on fire at the same time, so hopefully that is helpful in protecting me, just with that slight little bit of damage reduction. But as soon as this VATS round is over, which I think it's approaching the last target now, that would be... That's not him. I think I just got a ricochet kill there. That's helpful. That guy's the last target over there. Just get ready to run now. Okay, we've lost a lot of our health there for not a lot of kills, to be honest. But we're back into caution. I think it's past night time here. Okay, never mind. We're straight back into danger now. So let's use a shotgun a little bit. Get that scatter shot effect, and it's pretty effective at hitting the targets for half decent damage at these ranges. And since I can't really see what I'm shooting at anyway, I'm sort of relying on the spread of this weapon and the sort of the volume of the projectiles to get the job done here, because it's not super reliable. Maybe if I use this thing in third person, it might be slightly better off, but maybe I don't push from this angle anymore. I think I've been made from that direction. Ah, yes. With a clearer sight picture, I feel a little bit more confident in this thing's use, and that's Nerd Rage. So let's get this going with our standard barrel here. That's one kill. And unfortunately, firing at that guy means we're going to have to wait maybe a week for that projectile to arrive via snail mail. So we'll just spam some bullets over there and see what kind of damage we can do. Not a lot, evidently. And now I'm kind of up shit creek without a paddle here, because there's a lot of gunners around and a lot of killing that I will have to do, and not a lot of health bar left. So I'm hoping for a cheeky little bit of a level up here. I didn't actually catch my bar there, but we're gonna keep having. We're gonna have a look. We'll go for another crit here. That'll do the job. I'm actually almost there to a level up. So if I keep this up, and that's only a conscript, so not worth the critical, buddy. You get glorified. I'm guessing that the goo piles they leave behind are still going to be containing the nuclear material for your junk harvesting purposes, and that's a grenade. That is a cryo grenade. I'm guessing the gunner said chill out before throwing that, and you're going for a crit here. That's a kill. Not quite done yet. This will be a kill if it crits, surely. Yes. I'm still so far off. I don't know if I'm still under the influence of Nerd Rage here. I don't think I am, to be honest. And you've taken effective cover there. I don't think I can even hit you. I just got headshotted there. Okay, let's wind the clocks back a little bit and try this again. I'm going to crit from all the way back here. Bam, one-shot kill. That's much better. That's much more effective, even though we're basically... Well, I guess we could potentially utilize gun foo for this. Should have crit that one. And I suppose this is like a totally valid way of just evening the odds a little bit. Notice how VATS went in real time for a moment there. That was kind of scary. I think it does that when I get a slow-mo kill with a crit in VATS. And now I am officially out of crit, so we're going to grind up another crit against that gunner. I actually killed him with a sneak attack. That was a good roughie. Let's keep it going. And we got 2 crits for the price of 1 there. We must have gotten a Grim Reaper sprint there, to be honest. We'll go again. And that's actually got him. Okay, so apparently sitting here in a bush, critting from afar, just letting my VATS build do all of the work. That's the way to do it. And that's another Grim Reaper sprint proc. Another one. Woohoo! And has our luck run out? No, that's 2 back. This is never-ending crits. That's another one. How many crits in a row is this now? Don't do a shot every crit, otherwise you'll die. We're taking a plasma shot every time I crit. That's brilliant. Okay, we've brought the big gun back out. I'm trying to scan for targets. I'm not finding much. I might just take you out, and then 1, 2, 3. That's another Grim Reaper sprint. We've got 2 crits in the bag. I'm going to utilize them. And this might be a roughie. Oh, it hit! Oh my goodness. Okay, so apparently, like, long-range stealth operations, this is a decent option for it. Now it's kind of just like, we'll just use concentrated fire to bring up our VATS pace. We're hitting them, technically. We're hitting them at the moment. But since the projectile is being stopped by the tree, that bullet is not connecting, or the plasma projectile is not connecting. We've got another crit after this. That's good enough for me. We'll hit that. Lovely. Alright, we'll keep on going. I can't believe how effective this is. I don't think I've ever used a weapon quite like this. Honestly, this is kind of like... I don't know if you're feeling nostalgic for old school Fallout, but this is what it's like. You just aim for the eyes and cross map, which in that game just meant like the other side of the screen, which is not that far, but I feel like we're pushing it a little bit here. This will be like full roughies, but he's exposed here. That might actually hit. Yep, and he launches into space. See you later, buddy. And that guy is half detecting me, but we'll send a plasma blob his way at Mach 11, or however fast they go. And I think that roughie's going to hit. Our luck here has been extraordinary. Let's hit up this guy a little bit. I don't expect these to hit. It hit anyway. Man, if only I could take this luck into XCOM 2 with me, I think that would be quite unreal, to be honest. And there goes another 33% chance hit for the headshots. And we're going to keep sneaking. We'll keep sneaking all bloody day. I don't even know if you can get sneak criticals. I guess you can for that initial hit in Fallout 3 and, Fallout 1, and then like the enemies go into super combat mode or something. And I think we've been made there, and we'll go for a critical here. Don't think it'll kill him, but before you get any shots off at me, I'm going to try to get something on you. A little bit harder to do when my weapon's not hit scan, must be said. There we go. Just got to lead that target a little bit. And there's a free level up there. Didn't really need the heals, but it's nice to have, I think. And I think I'm going to keep the standard one out for the moment. That's a Gunner Commander. We'll just get some of these crits back, I think. There we go. And that's another Grim Reaper's sprint proc. I like how is he carrying a lunchbox? It might be, you know. Go for a critical here. We've got 3 in the bag after this. Make that 2 now. And this guy will just spam some bullets in his face up close, because this thing does have a pretty good rate of fire. It's got good DPS about it, I think. But in terms of weapon and its utility, like, it's a plasma gun. Their bullets are going to be slow, so I guess I just do what I'm doing with them in Fallout 76 and just use them in VATS all the time, because the aiming is a little bit inconsistent. Although I don't have the lag of that game to make an excuse as I walk into someone with an MG42 who turns around and full orders me for 3 seconds before... Wait. Put that down. That there was a... I think someone else is shooting. Okay, there's shooting down there, but honestly, I don't care. We've got the door breach to do, and what better weapon than this here multi-plas. So we'll get this thing out, and we'll try to get somewhere. The only thing this is missing is an automatic barrel, to be honest, which would slightly go against what the plasma gun was back in the previous generation, but I think it'd be a nice addition, to be honest. If they made it work in Fallout 4 and would be New Vegas, not New Vegas, 76, I think they could probably make it work here. Some sort of rotary barrel system like they had. But anyways, I think you get the point. I'm not going to fight any monsters because I'm basically going to be doing the same VATS critical rounds all the time. So I feel like that'll be enough from this particular plasma gun. And if you like to see this thing in your game, be sure to check it out. You'll need to use the LAER in your game as well to get this, which I think is probably the slightly better weapon, probably more customization. But this is a nice little add-on to have if you got an extra like 60 to 70 megabytes of space willing to be used up. And if you like the old school guns of the plasma variety, then this is a pretty good option to it. I think there's a guy who's done some New Vegas uniques, including the Q35 matter modulators, brought into Fallout 4. Has a similar design to this, but it's not quite the same. But there's something like that out there. So if you're interested, I could maybe follow that up or find out if there's any extra versions of these classic, I guess, plasma rifles out there on the Nexus somewhere for me to try out. But if you are interested in seeing this thing in your game, check out links in the description. She'll be there. Also, Raine is a follower. That's this person. You can have her. She's got a Raider voice and she's got a pipe gun, and she's not afraid to use either of them. That's in the description too. Thanks for watching. Also, Bethesda Ambassador, I forgot about that. You can get Bethesda merch at a discount, and I get a little bit out of it. How good's that? I'm a shill now. Thanks for watching.